legal person to go around speaking to people who will be able to corroborate what Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi said. And of course, as you can imagine, Chairperson, the committee, cannot do that. And of course, you need, sworn statements from witnesses drafted and so on and so on. So that's the kind of work we think will be taking place over the next 2 to 3 weeks, Chairperson. But if you were to say, what is our firm or concrete proposal, Chairperson, is that the draft terms of reference be circulated, and of course, members or even different political parties can comment on them, we firm them up. We have a meeting where they are considered. Of course, consider means the committee may either adopt or not adopt them. I'm not sure the Chairperson if
we are not saying that you must wait for the. What Honorable Matthias was saying is that before Friday, when the preliminary terms, remember they remain preliminary until the committee adopts them. What she was essentially saying is that it's a proactive step to say, can we as political parties deposit our proposals so that at the time you release your final draft, it incorporates what we would have. She's not saying let's wait for us. When that draft has served in a meeting, the meeting can look at it and decide that this is inadequate. Let's go back and add the following. And if the meeting is happy on that day, then the meeting will say, look, we are happy with these terms of reference. It's something that we can work on. Let the work of the committee begin. So we are cognizant of all the things, the backroom work that has, behind the scenes work that has to happen. and we have said that because you may have some form of expertise in this field, the committee will rely on your guidance to say, these are the things that you can do, like what you are saying when you say what the police commissioner said on that day is not evidence. Obviously, in the meeting, we are going to give you a chance to make a presentation, and you will be able to explain what you mean when you say that is not evidence, so that we must be at the same level of frequency. Is that understood? Okay. Honorable Ntuli, Honorable Malema, Honorable Nomvalo, Honorable Skosana, Honorable Mngango.
No, thanks, Chair. No, I wanted to say, because the legal team is saying that they've already done some work, my suggestion is that let that work be made available to us as soon as possible. But in addition to that being done, let's also agree that in support of the proposal made by Honorable Matthias, that we as political parties represented or members represented in this committee, let's put a time frame for us to have our submissions also made by Friday. And I was going to say Friday, 12 o'clock during the day. So that what we receive from the team between now and Friday helps us to make up our mind whether we need to make additions or not. Because it may very well be that what they have already worked on takes into account what each one of us may be thinking must be added on the terms of references. So my firm proposal is that let's have that being released as soon as it could be possible. But the deadline for us is that by Friday, 12 o'clock during the day, we have our own submissions made so that they can be consolidated into one proposal that will in turn be resent back to all of us. So that by the time we meet to discuss the terms of references, we are familiar with what has been added by various members who are represented in this committee. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chair. I agree with what the Chief will be saying, but you are all ignoring a very important proposal made by Honorable Matthias. Just give us the person who must send the proposals to. It's as simple as that. And then the proposals by end of Friday, midday, then they are closing. But if you give us a person now who will submit while seated here, because we've got those things. We didn't come here to play. We came here ready. And I don't know what is this remark that General Mkhwanazi is not what he presented is not evidence. I don't know where does that arise, because it doesn't arise at all. We're just trying to get an advice on how those things can be dealt with. General Mkhwanazi, you can't say what he presented is not evidence. We'll deal with that. We're still dealing with terms of reference. We can't start by saying General Mkhwanazi, what he said is not evidence. That's very dismissive. Right at the beginning, we're starting on a wrong footing. So please, when people are asked, especially support staff, they must not enter into the terrain. They must just give us technical advice and leave the rest to us. Because we're not going to live here being part of a remark that says what Mkhwanazi said is not evidence. Thanks, Chair.
Yeah, thank you very much. No, largely covered by the two speakers who have spoken before me. I just wanted to put an emphasis on the fact that the terms of reference, the draft that has been made already, must be circulated today so that we can go and consult our parties, because we also want to hear the sentiments of the parties that we are representing here. And then we send the submissions before the end of business on Friday. I just wanted to say that, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Bari kia go lebogisa mokoni. Uche busy. Ngiyakuthokozisa. Ngesikhethu ngiyakuthokozisa.
No, kwasitebele njalo.
I was a bit disturbed as well, like my colleagues, the remark by the legal team. And I'm still saying again, Chair, in our joint sitting, the chief legal advisor is not here even today. Now, for me, it's like, I'm not sure, maybe it's the chair of the Justice Committee knows why he's not here. I'm not sure, but the issue is that the chief legal advisor again is not here, and we've raised that in the joint sitting. And for me, it's disturbing that in this serious meeting where we are told there's legal advice, but the guy who's leading them is not here, or the lady who's leading them is not here. And the question is why, Chair? Next time this thing must not happen. If they want to work with us, and they should not, guide us, like our own members have already said, that what Mkhwanazi said is not evidence, it's disturbing. Then why are we here? Are we here for gossiping? No, we are not here for that. Mkhwanazi presented, he attached evidence in that press statement, and we are going to deal with that here. Thank you, Chair.
Honourable Member. It was Mwango before the Honourable Member from the DA.
Well, thank you, Honourable Chairperson. I also take the cue on those who have already congratulated you on your elections. Most of what I had actually also wanted to say had been covered. Safe to say that I was also equally very disturbed to hear that Mkhwanazi's revelations actually are not evidence. I think that was actually defeating the purpose of this session. And my